just warmed up a little this morning.
10, 9, 8.
Wow, the hole seems long this morning.
3, 2, 1, fire!
Holy cow, I thought I'd never reach the top of this. Hey, who plugged up the hole? Well, the sun ain't even out yet. No wonder I'm so sleepy. Yikes! What was that? Well, ask a silly question. Something tells me I should have stood in bed. Where the heck am I, anyways?
And now for something completely different.
Hello again, born-again Christians. I am bringing you another video of something that is very strange that is happening in South America, of something called the Buga Sphere, which is some sort of UAP object that has fallen from the sky, and it has all kinds of interesting symbols on it, doesn't it? You can see that it has the half moons. It has a triangle with the dot in the middle. That's the all-seeing eye, or maybe the phallus from the top. You can see that that is obviously a pentagram that is on there. The inverted pentagram, and even in the photograph. So yeah, that has the Baphomet, I guess, the goat's head of Mendez. So that's telling you where this thing is from and what it's all about. So let's see. There's some sort of circuit board type of markings on it. And this thing is supposed to be a solid object, and with no seams whatsoever. And from all appearances, this seems to be real. Or it's an elaborate hoax. I think it is soft disclosure. I think they've allowed this to happen. This is some sort of government thing that they've dressed up because they want people to have increased interest in the UFO stuff. And the UFO sightings on the planet are off the charts now. I have another video on my channel. It's what is it? A Space Force. I can't remember what that name is. May the Space Force be with you. I have too many videos. I just keep getting overwhelmed with things that's just coming in my mind. So there's two people that are seem to be involved, maybe three people involved in this, and one of them is Dr. Stephen Greer, who is, I think he's a closet sodomite. He sure has tendencies, if you ask me, but he is being brought forth to bring this out, and he's pretty excited. And there's another guy that is named Danny Sheehan, who I believe is a Vatican agent, and he just drips of Catholicism. If you just look at this guy, it's pretty crazy. And then there's one more. His name's Jaime something or another, and he's the silver-haired Mexican guy, and he's been very, very, very well known in Mexico. And it's very interesting that these things are being seen over the Babylonian mystery religion Central, which is the Catholicism dominated countries of the world, Mexico especially. They see just this kind of UAV or UAP or UFO activity big time in Mexico, because it's a Catholic dominated thing. And I do believe that the Vatican is going to be in on it. The Pope had said himself, one of the popes, one of these vicars of Christ, said that if space aliens were revealed, we would baptize them because they must be of a higher spiritual order or some nonsense like that. I can't remember what it was. So we're going to go through this and we're going to take a look at this thing. And I've got a lot of video, and I think it's pretty interesting. And not many people are talking about it. And from what I can see, this thing looks legit. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with it. But it's very interesting. So as we go, I'll do a little bit of narrating, and I'm going to show you some pretty interesting clips. So get ready.
I mean, taking into consideration the freaky things that have been happening with drones, orbs, metallic spheres, whatever, it could just be that these things are landing. What is going on? So let's first take a look at this metallic sphere that landed in Colombia, supposedly landed in Colombia just a few months ago. So this is whoever does not want to be identified actually retrieving this sphere in Colombia. Supposed sphere in Colombia. Looks like the same thing that was supposedly seen at the Manchester airport and many of the other metallic spheres that are seen all over the world, including the alien pods. So you're telling me that a metallic sphere is flying with no propulsion system over Colombia and just one person saw it? So I researched and I found more videos. Apparently these things are everywhere.
this next clip we're going to hear from Dr. Greer and hear his explanation of what he thinks this thing is. And this guy's been known for a lot of sensationalism, and he says he communicates with UFOs via telepathy, and there's all a bunch of nonsensical stuff about this guy. So I'll put some of that in the description. You can read it for yourself.
Now, there have been spheres found before, and in the United States, special forces thugs go in and get them, and people have been killed possessing them. Very smart that you keep it safe and that you also disclose it. It's transparent. Everything goes out. My assessment of this is pending, but it's certainly real. It's using an energy field and what we probably would say is electrogravitic, which means a type of anti-gravity effect from the electromagnetic forces. And whether it is a purely extraterrestrial origin or a mix of an ancient human extraterrestrial development, there are 4 or 5 possibilities. And this is what we want to look at. If we can get some of the materials and do carbon dating, we can from the polymer, then we will know how old it is. If it predates this kind of manufacture, it'll be extraordinary. So I think there's a lot of investigation. We have some really good scientists here with us who can do those research with you and confirm and help and join forces with your effort. So my own sense of this is that it's obviously real, it's anomalous. We have seen these sort of spheres before, and I just want to share, 2 days ago, we debriefed a Green Beret.
Okay, now what you're going to see is an account of a encounter that he supposedly had on the beach in 2015. And there were a few people that came forward and said that this was a hoax and that an aircraft dropped some flares off the coast, parachute flares. So take a look at this and just listen to the New Age speak that goes on in the background, and you'll understand, what's going on here.
Too much. Crouch down and look, because you'll block our cameras.
Wow.
Those behind me may move and stand up. Okay, you see that color? Yeah. That's not a plane. No. Oh no.
No, that's a ship.
So let's thank them for coming.
Wow, and it's above the sea level.
Please turn off your night scope, Charles. Off.
Someone's infrared or whatever.
Yeah, that's Charles.
Oh, whoa.
Oh, here they come. There are 2.
Whoever's right in the front, if you can kind of just stay low, because your head is right.
You can get on your knees in front of Richie. Look at this, how gorgeous.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so I'm looking with the night scopes. There's no smoke, there's no trails. These are not flares. And
oh my goodness.
Okay, let's welcome them here.
Oh, they're so beautiful.
They're waiting for us to arrive.
Whoa.
Jacques, please photograph. All cameras should be filming. So connect to them in your consciousness and invite them here. These are the golden ones I talked about. See how gold? Because the horizon is only 7 to 10 miles depending on the conditions. So it's probably a couple miles. Everybody see them?
Yeah, they're so beautiful.
Let's welcome their beings on board to join us in meditation. That is such a beautiful color, so you'll never forget that color. Yeah, this is a major event. So we are grateful. So open your heart chakra and send them the beauty of humanity. And if you can see what I'm doing, you connect with your palms out like this, and your third eye and your heart, making like a tetrahedron radiating our pureness and love towards them. They emerge from the sky, but they're very, very close to the ocean. They're just hovering.
Alrighty then, let's have a little discussion about what my take is on what's going on with these drone things that everybody's been talking about. Now, this picture you're looking at looks like a clarified version of something that's flying around in the sky, and as a pilot myself, I can assure you that this is not some sort of alien craft or anything. This is some sort of, I wouldn't say secret technology, but some sort of a aircraft that hasn't been revealed to the public. The reason why I say that is because it has navigation lights on it. You've got there seems to have another red beacon on the bottom and some sort of green nav light on the tip of the wing tip. And so these things are flying around New Jersey and other places of the world. But if you notice what's going on, what they're doing is they're chasing after some sort of strange orbs, glowing orbs at night. So my take on this is that this is some sort of Elon Musk secret craft or something. They look like they could be electric because they don't really make that much noise. I have a couple clips coming up. You can see for yourself. One of them flies right overhead, and it sounds like it might be some sort of a ducted fan type technology. Which is like, drone propellers, if you've seen the drones, but except that it has a shroud around the propeller, forcing the airflow downwards. So, and I think that what's happening here is there is some sort of, something is being revealed. These orbs are flying around with some sort of anti-grav free energy. They've x-rayed this thing that they found in Colombia, and it has no moving parts. So what is it? What's it working on? Is it Tesla pulling the energy from the vacuum? If you really want to be enlightened on that, you need to look up a man named Lieutenant Colonel Thomas Bearden, Bearden, and he had a website. He's now dead, but he made a free energy generator that really worked. And of course, he's dead. And he died of natural causes, but he was inside the DARPA type projects, and I guess they let him reveal a little bit of it. But that's a very interesting, he has a book on Amazon you can get. It's called Energy from the Vacuum. So this Australian guy coming up, I don't know who he is. I've heard his name, but he gives a good description about what's going on. But I think he's wrong about this, about what his idea of this is. I think that these drones, they say these drones are disappearing and nobody knows where they're going. I think they're being launched by submarines, our submarines, and I also have a clip of something called the Cormorant, which is a UAV that was in development by Lockheed Skunk Works, and I do believe it's operational, but it's probably, you're not going to hear about it. So my conclusion is that these drones are coming out of submarines somewhere off the coast, and that's where they go to and fro. They could be robotic. They could be piloted, we don't know, but they're investigating some sort of free energy source. And if this free energy source is brought forth to the world, that would change the dynamics of the Middle East, because that's where all oil flows from. In particular, all oil, it's been noted, that all oil flows from the Golan Heights, and there's some speculation things that I've read over the years to say that all the oil that goes to Saudi, Qatar, Kuwait comes from the Golan, which makes sense because it's God's land, and so the Jews would be energy self-sufficient if they were to break this news to the world. But they have the Leviathan gas field, which is off the coast of Haifa, which is the largest in the world. I mean, and if you read some of the articles about what's under the Golan, they say that it's, I think, 350 meters of strata full of oil, and normally it's only 20 meters, if I remember right, something like that. So, have a listen to some of these clips coming up. You'll be pretty enlightened as to what they're saying, and some of this video is pretty interesting also. So just listen to these clips, and I have some released, not secret, but Department of Defense video of interceptor vehicles that were built under the Star Wars program. You'll be interested in. So these things have existed for quite some time. They also have something out there called the Black Fly, which is a UAV that they've been flying around all over YouTube, which is very interesting. I wish I had $600,000. I would buy one. I would think it would be kind of cool. So that's my take on all of this. I think that there's something, they're going to reveal it. Of course, it's UFOs, and blah blah blah. And some people say, oh, it's ancient technology, but I think that this is the way that it's probably something that the government is actually revealing as some sort of alien technology, but yet it's something that, you know, that they've worked out, and then they're, you know what I mean? So, you know, and it's going to bring about change, you know, Hegelian dialectic. So anyways.
And that what happened was the United States responded with technology of its own to muddy the waters. And so you've had this ridiculous situation where, if you believe it, and this is the implication not only from my Senator Mike Round's interview, but also from the interview that General Glenn Van Herk, the former head of Northcom and NORAD, did to 60 Minutes' Bill Whitaker a few months ago. They basically admitted that there's someone operating with impunity over the continental United States, flying so-called drone technology. These drones are not using known propulsion systems. They're not using jets, they're not using propellers, they're not using any kind of known turbine propulsion system that emits the kind of heat that we're used to from that kind of technology. The suggestion is they're using some type of electrogravitics. And my sources are telling me that the big story that, frankly, the US doesn't want you to know about right now, the story that's not being discussed in the media, is the implications of the admissions made by General Glenn Van Herk, in particular, to 60 Minutes, which kind of went through the gate and were largely ignored by most other media, but which I think are incredibly significant.
With no pilot to compromise performance, even more unusual craft and propulsion systems have been designed and tested. This incredible machine was originally designed to shoot down nuclear missiles and satellites.
Yeah.
Just 12 inches long, gyroscopically balanced, and with thrusters at key points around its body, it is capable of instant changes of direction.
Cover. Cover tracking. Cover. Roll. Woo! All right!
No airplane could ever catch this machine.
Emerging through the changes and mergers was the lightweight exoatmospheric projectile, or LEAP program.
Terrier LEAP was developed as a demonstration phase only.
The Abraham Accords are President Trump's legacy from his first term in office. Israel signed bilateral normalization agreements with the UAE and Bahrain in September 2020, paving the way for full diplomatic ties. It was the first agreement with an Arab state since the 1994 peace accords between Israel and Jordan. Later in 2020, Sudan and Morocco also joined the accords. Saudi Arabia has been the big question mark. Publicly, the kingdom has stated that Israel must commit to a Palestinian state before it will join the accords. However, Hassan Nahum says Saudi Arabia will likely join the accords to strengthen the alliance against Shia fundamentalists, but there are other reasons, like the changing nature of the energy industry.
They have this incredible 2030 vision that includes, phasing out fossil fuels because they know it's going to end. They have this incredible 2030 vision that includes, phasing out fossil fuels because they know it's going to end. And they need innovation, green and clean energy. And who, of course, are the leaders of that in the world? Israel.
Hassan Nahum says it's too soon to tell if the new leaders in Syria want to join the accords.
It's going to be much longer before you see most of the answers. We're going to be seeing massive objects 300 and 500 feet across, slowly flying across the skies, and they're going to be flying in daylight, and you're going to be seeing them. And then right after, your government is going to say, we have some information to share with you. And they're going to tell you a little bit about why they've lied to you for so much, for so long, and how they tried to protect you because they determined that you were not able or ready to deal with this information. Well, I disagree with that. We're not sheep. We have a right to know these things. We have a need to know. Because the things that are going to be happening that are going to change your life and change your world in a way that you will never imagine are going to be happening soon. We may be being visited by thousands of people out there.
Really interesting. Okay, so we've got this nice family photo here. As you can see, you can recognize a few people, such as this guy, this lady right here, and then there's this guy right over here. This guy. Now, is this the same person?
We have to work together to be able to maintain as much agency, as much sovereignty as we can possibly legitimately maintain in the face of the revelation of the existence of this extraterrestrial civilization. The fact of the matter is they seem to be preparing now to potentially intervene directly to stop the thermonuclear war and to stop the total devastation of our ecological systems on our planet, okay? And that means that the intervention is going to reveal their presence. And that's what's motivating a significant number of people in the Pentagon right now to be coming forward, trying to establish a systematic process for a controlled disclosure about their presence. Because they believe that if in fact this is put off and the Defense Department continues to lie about this, then what's going to happen is when the intervention takes place on the part of the extraterrestrial civilization, it's going to be totally disruptive.